Welcome to another day in the bird's nest. I'm here alongside fellow host of GymnasticsVille. We call him the action figure, Kerry Adderly. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Here we are.
Yeah, man. We're here today for another day. First thing I want to talk about, it's been a long time coming, okay? I want to talk about the Nissen-Emery Award, all right? This award is given to the best male college gymnast in the United States. It's the crown jewel of awards when it comes to awards for elite men's gymnastics. I mean, there's a few things that come to my mind when I think about award. Nissen-Emery Award, NCAA all-around title, U.S. champion, world champion, Olympic champion. Those are kind of like the top five in the pantheon of awards for men's gymnastics. So it's a big award, and some great legendary gymnasts have won this award. All right. Last year, it was Yul Moldauer. Year before that, Shawn Melton, Akash Modi. Notice just those three guys that we just mentioned have all been on national team, has competed internationally, and has done great to represent the universities at the college level. Okay? 6-time national champion Sam Mikulak won the Nissen-Emery Award. Eddie Panev, Paul Ruggieri, Steve Lizandra, John Horton, Casey Sandy. So there's a lot of great gymnasts that won this award, and it just goes to show you that the history of the college program and how many amazing top gymnasts have gone through the ranks. What's your thoughts on the Nissen-Emery Award, just in general, Kerry? The general award. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
It being the all-around award, I always thought it would be more always to the top all-arounder, typically. But obviously this year, with Steven being able to get the award, marks something new, a change. Maybe this is a positive change. So, we'll see in the years to come if there's another standout specialist that's able to get the Nissen-Emery Award, because there's been other specialists that have gone and won multiple All-Americans and NCAA titles, and great academically, and maybe even done international. Maybe not international gold like he did at a World Cup, but what's to say they weren't able to get the Nissen Award as well if that was the standard back then. So I think it's great for Steven, but
I'm talking about the general award though. We'll get to Steven later in the show, but that question was.
Well, I'm talking about the general award. I think it's great for Steven, but typically I think it should be an all-around award. So that's how I feel about the award. I think it was meant for that, for a guy all around, or multiple events, or at least I would say if not all arounder, 5 events, 4 or 5 events, something like that. But to show, a well-roundedness in the athlete. So,
well, I disagree. I disagree completely. And I don't want to talk about Steven just yet. I'm more want to still talk about the history of the award. But you brought up a good point. And you think it's generally an all-around award, but I'm actually considering it when it comes to the Heisman Trophy of football, and it doesn't always go to the quarterback. I think recently, the last few years, it's gone to the quarterback. But the Heisman
quarterback's not the all-around player in football. There's no all-around.
Yeah, but I look at this as a very similar award to the Heisman Trophy, and that can go to anyone. It doesn't matter. It can go to the top defensive player. It can go to the top quarterback, the top running back. It could go to the best kickoff returner, Desmond Howard. So. It can go to anybody. So
he wasn't just a kickoff returner; he was a wide receiver.
Well, exactly. Yeah,
but so he wasn't just a quarterback. He played more positions. He wasn't just a wide receiver. He was also a defensive back and he did special teams. So it shows more well-roundedness. Reason why he was a guy, and then obviously everybody else, hey, they were just a quarterback, or this. And
defensive
obviously,
end
their stats being that player help their team, but it's still that position, and this is completely different. This is gymnastics, and there is an all-around competition where, a guy in all-around can, only be a few tenths lower than Steven's score, but still being able to be competitive with him on that event, or versus can he be competitive on high bar, floor, vault with the all-arounder? So that matters in gymnastics versus in other sports. It doesn't matter if the defensive end can throw the ball 40 yards like the quarterback. It doesn't matter. But in gymnastics, it does matter if, where you compare in the all-around. That's a part of it. So that's why I feel like it should be all-around award.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. I disagree. I mean, we can agree to disagree here. I just feel like it should be for...
Well, no, we're not disagreeing. You were asking me...
Oh, no, you feel it should be for an all-around. I said I disagree because I don't feel it should go there. I think these awards should go to the best...
Well, I said at least a 4 or 5 guy. I said at least that. At least you're doing more than just half the events. Or even if you did half the events. All right, cool. At least you're doing half of all the events. You're a 3-event guy. It shows some differential and skill in what you can do. So, and don't get me wrong, I know Steven can probably do vault because he had to go level 10. He had to go that route just to get to college. Do all.
No, I don't think he did vault. I think he came.
You don't think he did all around at juniors?
Nope. He came in as a specialist. As a specialist, he came in as a specialist. But I disagree. I think when it comes to certain specialists on different programs, they're very, very important. I mean, to a certain extent, even the Heisman Trophy, to your argument, has it ever been given to a kicker or a punter? Kickers score a lot of points in college and football, so
but why hasn't he won the Heisman Trophy?
I don't know. I haven't heard of a kicker winning the Heisman Trophy.
Exactly.
So you're saying, what you're saying is from your argument, and let's talk about this year's winner.
Because think about it. If the kicker's out, think about it, even in football. If the kicker's out of the game, then the next guy up kicks. I've seen where linemen kick the ball. I've seen all types of situations when they've gone through 2 or 3 kickers or somebody gets injured. So that shows the diversity of that other player being able to step up and fill in for the spot. That's why that player is more well-rounded and could probably get a Heisman Trophy or an award because, wow, this guy can play not only quarterback, like Braxton Miller of Ohio State. I'm going to use Ohio State references just because. But it's like, hey, this guy can play quarterback, but he also can play wide receiver. And he can do returns, and he can do special teams. Like, to me, that's a skilled and, player. And maybe even play defense as well. You know what I mean? So that type of player, I feel, garners more appeal for those type of awards. And I think even look at Kyler Murray. He's a crossover player. He plays baseball and he plays football. So, it shows, wow, his stature as an athlete. And that's, I think that still applies for gymnastics, not saying that, there's no different position. I guess there's specialists, but you're still a gymnast.
6 events, 7 if you want to count the all around.
Or do we call our events positions? So now you're playing your position.
Well, it's kind of a position. It is a position. It's a position in the meet. Like, you're gonna compete this event or you're gonna compete that event. But let's talk about this year's Nissen-Emery finalists with Steven Nedoroscik, Sam Zakutny from Penn State, Michael Paradise from Illinois. If people don't know Michael Paradise, he can swing pommels like the best of them. David Jessen, Bailey Perez from Stanford, and Jake Bonney from Nebraska. So those were the candidates. And we'll go back to it. Steven Nedoroscik, he won. He's had an amazing national career and resume. 2-time NCAA Pommels champion. Got edged out last year by Alec Yoder at championships, but he just came off of winning a World Cup in Melbourne and was on his way to Doha to do some damage there before the start of the pandemic, and he had to come back to the States before that competition concluded. So Steven won. What are your thoughts on Steven winning versus some of the other candidates?
You know, I'm happy for him. And obviously, I think, you know, when I think about everything in the situation with how his career went, and also how another all-arounder in his with Sam Zakuni, you know, it was like, okay, you know, Sam had a lot more routines, you know, a lot more routines for in the Big Ten and nationally for Penn State. So
he was Big Ten Freshman of the Year.
Right, you know, and you know,
He
he's had a great
came in
career.
hot. He came in hot.
Yeah, he had a good career, and you know, nothing, like I said, not taking anything away from Steven, but I just feel like usually, I mean, typically, and we look at the list of Nissen-Emery Award winners from literally every year up until this year, what the normal was usually it was an all-arounder. So
usually all-arounder. Eddie Panev snuck in there in 2013 with Stanford. We know Eddie Panev only does, you know, floor and vault.
3 for a vault, right? But he did at Stanford. He also did high bar. I think he competed high bar.
I don't know. I can't confirm that. I just never looked at Eddie Panev's gymnastics and said, "Hey, he's amazing on high bar." I know floor and vault. This is where he was, you know, on the national team and world team for floor and vault. I mean, he's a sick tumbler, sick gymnast. But I think, from what I know, the other really amazing pommel horse specialist, Daniel Ribeiro. Okay, we know he's the assistant coach now for Illinois. He hasn't won the Nissen, and I'm thinking about another Penn State great, Mark Sohn, and I don't really see him on this list of Nissen-Emery Award winners. And I mean, you're right. When you look at in the '80s, Bart Connor won in '81, Jim Hartung won in '82, and Peter Vinmore won in '83. Those were all rounders. Those are '84 Olympic gold medalists. Not too many specialists on this list. In '97, you had Blaine Wilson, right? I mean, before Sam McCulloch was Blaine Wilson. Blaine Wilson had the record for most U.S. national championships.
Yep.
So the fact that Steven snuck in there, I think it's great, but I think it's well deserved. I think look over the last 4 years, when you think of pommel horse in terms of the college ranks, you think of Steven. That's what you think about. So when you're looking at this list, Kerry, of past Nissen-Emery Award winners, who's your top 5? Like, who are some that really stick out to you from this list of past winners?
All right. Some that stick out to me, I mean, I'll try not to be as biased with my picks. But, I mean, obviously, even with the picks, you got, obviously, Raj Babzar, you know, my old teammate. He's in there. Oh, not Raj, I'm sorry. Jamie Adderly. He recruited me. Excuse me.
Jamie Natalie.
Raj Babzar did not get it this year.
Dr. Natalie.
Right, exactly. Jamie Natalie, what's up? He
did you train with Jamie?
Stayed at their house.
Train with Jamie?
Yeah, I trained with Jamie for a little bit.
Okay.
I don't really think I even trained with him. I think more or less I was crashing on a couch, you know, before my freshman year started. Like, I got up to school a little early, and I was out there training, and I think I had a situation where I was sleeping at his house for a little bit. So before I got into my dorm situation, yeah.
You started college life early.
Yeah, I started it early. I got out there. I mean, the fall semester wasn't until August.
So you didn't want to wait for the fall. You wanted to get there.
Yeah, I got out there for the summer program. I got out there in it was like June, basically. It was almost around my birthday time, like right after May. About June 1st or early June, I was there because championships. I still had qualified to championships. So I trained at Ohio State for championships before I went.
Nice.
So that was kind of cool. And yeah, he was there. Darren Lynch, he's actually a national champion on rings. But all right, let me get back to my top 5. My top 5.
Jamie Nell's pretty good.
Yeah, he's in my. This is in no particular order for me either.
Okay.
You know, I'm not gonna rank these in order. This is in top 5 in no particular order. And the reason I went to him first is just because I was, you know, elite, you know, a young elite gymnast when he was going for the 2000 Olympics, and you know, just saw kind of what happened. And then the following year, 2001, he goes and they win the national title in 2001, and I think he won the all-around that same year, or maybe he won the all-around the year before. I'm not 100%. He won the all-around the year before.
It was really that 2000 year.
Yeah, it was a year of the Olympics that he won the all-around.
He won the all-around. He didn't miss a
he didn't miss a routine from Big Tens, I think.
He didn't miss a routine from NCAA's, U.S. championships, and Olympic trials, and was left off the team. One of the biggest, I think, U.S. Olympic controversies in history. Jamie Adderly should have been on that 2000 team. He should have been on there. He was on fuego.
I agree. So, he's in there. He's definitely my top 5. He was on, and he had great form. He was Region 7 guy. I think he's from either Delaware or Jersey. I can't remember. Somewhere in that area, But, yeah, he's definitely in my top 5. All right, my next, I think I'd have to go with – I'm going to go with Justin Spring just because –
Spring, head coach, University of Illinois. Okay, tell me why.
Well, I tried to recruit Justin Spring. He was one of our recruits. Yes, I always have a tie to things in such a weird way. But myself, I think Raj is up there, Cody, Troba, Randy Monahan, assistant coach at Ohio State right now for the women's team.
Okay.
We're trying to recruit him because we knew him and Adam Pummer.
Yeah, PA, Adam Pummer.
PA, those Region 7 guys. Yeah. And we were trying, we knew, if we would have got those guys, we would have had a nice little run, or at least a nice solid squad to battle against Oklahoma at that time, and that's what we were really focused on that because we were so close, and we knew we needed more like another all-arounder. So either of those guys would have fit in great with the team because we just needed one more all-arounder in order to push us over the top with OU, because I feel like OU specialists at the time, well, either they were just hitting or, our specialists sometimes, we would have, I don't know, we would always just fall a little short in some of those years. I mean, my year we got second place 3 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but we were really hoping to get Justin Spring there. I think it was in my junior year, 2000. Maybe it was 2003, 2004, 2005, maybe 3-4, one of those years. But yeah, he ended up going to Illinois. So Justin Spring's in there. All right, I'm gonna have to give another one. So we got an Ohio State guy, got an Illinois guy. I'm gonna have to also go. I'm kind of going in my era as well. Obviously these guys that I've
got some generation biased over here.
Yeah, a little generation biased. I'm going to have to say John Horton stands out. I think he's up there. He's accomplished so much, in the sport. And, obviously a hardworking guy. And, yeah, he stands out just because of his dynamic, man. His dynamic and his power. For such a, for a smaller gymnast, too, be so powerful. So that's 3. I'm going to have to give a little love. Let me scroll down. Let me see if – okay, yeah, you named a couple. Oh, wow. I wouldn't say even Peter Corman was one. I remember coaching. I got coached by Coach.
Peter, fun fact. So when did Peter win? Peter was 1977. If y'all don't know about Peter Corman, he was actually the first American gymnast to compete a full length at a world championship.
Yeah,
and just so y'all know, 2 flips, 1 twist, and he did it on a non-spring floor.
Wrestling mat.
Right? A wrestling mat.
Like wood and wrestling mat or something crazy.
You know how much it had to sting his feet when he landed? You know what I mean? Like, without shoes on, just landing like that.
Right.
Oh, that had to sting.
Sting? But he's probably a lot stronger. Probably way stronger, than you think. He'd have some strong legs.
Yo, man, listen, when you're on concrete,
the durability might be different.
Yeah, but listen, even me, when I tumble, when you're tumbling on a thin mat on concrete and you're doing a difficult skill, you're going to feel that landing. It doesn't give. You're going to feel it.
Gotcha.
So all right, so that was your top. That was your top.
So no, yeah, I guess you could just throw him in there. I'm kind of Ohio State heavy right now, or Big Ten heavy, I should say. But let's see.
Well, I'm gonna throw out a few.
I would go Steven Legendre. He stands out to me just because of his floor, and obviously he was a national team and world teams,
world finalist.
Yeah, Steven Legendre definitely stands out. Obviously, Sam McCulloch, but Casey Sandy, he stands out to me. It was great. Getting to know Casey, as much as I did over the years, him coming from Canada and also being, I don't know if it's African Canadian or Canadian. I don't know what the term is, but obviously for us would be African American. But it was great to see him out there, and then doing well and being the top of his sport. Shout out to another Canadian gymnast that I know, Andre. Worked with him in Cirque, and then Bernhardt. Yeah, worked with him in Cirque too. So, it's cool that he was from Canada and, killing it. We competed around the same time, and he was great on high bar, pommel horse, parallel bars. Strong dude.
Yeah, man. No, those are some great guys. And that's kind of the history of the Nissen-Emery Award. So it's a lot of history in that award.